Hello, Sagittarius. This is Queen Amara coming to you with your video. All right, Sagittarius, this video is going to take us into the end of this cycle. Going to take us to the end of this cycle through the 19th, okay? Let's get into it to December 19th. Sending everybody lots of love and light wherever you are on planet Earth. If you celebrate the holidays, happy holidays to you and your family. Let's go. All the answers I need are inside of me. All the answers that I need are inside of me. Talking to you wherever Sagittarius is in your birth chart. Sagittarius rules 9th house. Your ruling planet Jupiter is retrograde. So some of you may be feeling pretty lucky. Pretty lucky that you know how to astral travel. 9th house is about quest and adventure. 9th house is our sense of what lies beyond the horizon. It invites us to travel, both physically through long distance journeys and mentally through higher education, philosophy, and religious contemplation. It covers ethics, ideas, and the spirit of law, right? So somebody may be feeling pretty lucky that they know how to astral travel, right? Right? That could be one way, right? That you're educating yourself spiritually to something that you may have felt like was foreign to you, or something could be new and exciting for you. Like, okay. Yeah, you're feeling pretty fortunate. Pretty lucky, right? You know what's coming to me is what the enemy meant for evil, source is turning around for your good. That's what's coming to me. We're not each other's gods. So even when people are out here intentionally trying to hurt other people, somehow it always works out for everybody's good. All the answers that you need are inside of you. All of them. So I'm seeing a fortune headed your way. A fortune, right? You were split going in two different directions, but you're now seeing something from a higher frequency. You were overwhelmed at first by something, right? But now you're seeing something like, wait a minute. Am I losing it? Am I going through illusions and confusions? That's Neptune, by the way. Neptune is currently retrograde. Neptune, Jupiter, Chiron, and Uranus are all retrograde, right? And Chiron is that wounded healer, right? But it's also the compassion. It's the planet of compassion as well as scapegoat. It's that place where you were deeply wounded, right? So that's what you said, okay, I'm healing those deep wounds, spiritual wounds within myself. So I'm believing in my dreams again, right? So if I have a dream about something, I know it must mean something. It's too many dream interpretation books that's been written. Like, what in the world? Who's writing these books, right? So one of the books I had on my table, I want to say the title of the book was Dreams. I may pause the video and go get the book so you all can see who the author is. But you can also go online and look up books for dream interpretations as well. What's a challenge for you? You want to make sure you document, though. Yeah, the devil, right? Right? So a challenge for you is just being demonized about talking about your dreams, right? And that's why a lot of people stop talking about it. But something that's kind of common, people say, oh, I had a dream about fish, right? Somebody may go, oh, somebody must be pregnant, right? That's sort of a common one, right? You hear people say, oh, I had a dream about somebody must be pregnant. But obviously, you could be talking about somebody's business growing. In other words, in this right here, it could be your fortune growing. And it's fortune in a lot of different ways. You're feeling pretty fortunate that you have learned how to create boundaries. This right here connects us with Capricorn, not necessarily a Capricorn, but 10th house. They rule 10th house. So you're feeling pretty fortunate that you're connected with someone who has a very strong work ethic, right? And who's not afraid of being demonized. Somebody who's not afraid of looking at themselves in the mirror and looking at their own demons and bypassing that and going directly to source, praying, even when being demonized, right? Um, and so somebody's feeling pretty fortunate now, like, oh, wow, I don't have to be in the physical sense to be around people. I can actually take memories with me. I have good memories, to take with me of energies, right? Yeah, someone who's very, very smart. And this is what you have in common with somebody who is very fair-minded, someone who is very, very smart. This is air energy here. Someone's very fair spot and see things from a higher frequency. Balanced out, healthy work-life balance. Someone who's already in their 11th house. Who talks about waking up from nightmares, right? So I'm channeling messages right now, right? So channeling messages. See these flowers right here growing, right here? So these are waxing and these are crescent and gibbous moons, right? These are different moons. As the moon waxes and wanes, and talking about the different phases, right? And how it could affect certain parts of your body. Again, you can go look this up on the internet. All of this. You can go to type in wherever you are, search engine around the world, moon phases and how it could affect your body, right? Of course, you're going to go to your doctor first if something is going on with your body. And that may help them if they can narrow down a date. Okay, so when was this happening? Oh, it was a so-and-so moon or such and such happening. This is oh, okay. But what date was that? They may be able to look it up because you may forget. So you're putting your energy to waking up from nightmares of your past, healing, loving up on yourselves more so that you don't have to talk about it, or just kind of bury it or suppress it. What's the challenge? What's the challenge? And again, happy birthday to all of my Sagittarius. If I didn't say it, happy birthday to all of my Sagittarius. We are in Sagittarius season. Yeah, you're putting an end to it. You're talking about it. You're talking about your past your past things that were overwhelming for you before, but you realize you're not the only person, that you have a lot of things in common with people, and you can put it behind you. So something has come to an end, and you're feeling pretty fortunate that something has come to an end. A lot of people are walking around, it's a walking nightmare. They had the same thing in common. They bringing all of that to work. You're like, oh my God, what in the world? Or somebody say, what in the devil has gotten into them? Right? Judging people instead of showing compassion, right? So looking at the cards here, I see somebody's money growing. I see somebody's money growing because you're putting an end to the overwhelm of what people believe about you. In other words, you're not, you do care what people believe about you to some degree, but you're smart enough to keep it high vibrational and to offer a solution. Like you're helping people to see where they can put their energy in a higher frequency, or it's going to be the end of the relationship. Yep. And that's what you have in common. That's what you have in common. Like you know what's coming to my mind? There's this meme that floats around on Instagram where Denzel Washington is like slamming a door. I forgot what movie it's in, but he's like slamming the door real hard, like George Jefferson. He's slamming the door real hard in people's faces. And this is the image that I'm picking up on, and how if people are not keeping it high vibrational, you just slamming the door. Basically, like, okay, I'm only giving you a certain number of chances because you're waking up from nightmares before you just slam the door, right? So we're talking about it, but what's the solution? Are you coming with some solutions, or you just coming with problems, right? Which one is it? That's what you have in common. So you're feeling pretty fortunate. So when people have demonized you, you're like, okay. So yeah. So you're moving on from some kind of past heartbreak. So this right here, yeah, you're moving on from some kind of past heartbreak. Unless it's or talking about somebody is heartbroken over something. Like Somebody has to learn the difference between, somebody knowing that somebody's heartbroken and somebody teaching about how to heal from heartbreak. There's a difference. Somebody who's already got awakened from nightmares, going back to teach people how to have compassion for people who are going through a nightmare. That's a big, big, big difference, right? Big difference. When somebody has awakened from their own nightmares and it has ended for them, and they're actually teaching people, helping people, showing compassion for people, that just puts an end to it. They're talking about, like, these people are going through nightmares. Show some compassion. Grow up. Like, come on, show some compassion. That could be you. So somebody is looking at the cards here. This is what you have in common with somebody. This is what you have in common with somebody. What you hearing in terms of what somebody was doing, making a fortune, was heartbreaking. Yeah. It was heartbreaking because somebody was basically calling someone a garden tool. That's what they were saying. Calling someone a garden tool, making a fortune off of it, like exploiting someone's demons, whatever the case may be, or what they might say, somebody with somebody's demons, trying to create nightmares. I mean, and guess what? It got left behind. Send the spell work right back. Now they heartbroken. And so somebody has freed themselves. Someone has just completely freed themselves. All right. Yep. So hopes and fears. You're hoping for victory here. Hoping for a victory. And yep. Someone has emptied themselves out. Meaning empty themselves, like something has come to an end. Meaning that someone has made so many sacrifices. That's why a fortune is now being deposited. A fortune is being deposited. So this is an exchange. This is an exchange. This is a physical exchange, actually, right? So, how was I getting ready to word this? Because it was coming to me as, like I said, with the enemy meant for evil, source turning around for people's goods who have been through nightmares. It, like, y'all get what I'm trying to say. It's all becoming clearer. It's all becoming clear. You have the gift of clairsentience. You pick up on others' vibrations, their emotions, moods, and feelings. Don't return their calls. Yep. Angel Gabriel, the messenger of God, is with you. Yep. So somebody has a very prideful spirit. So you've been booked and busy, not burdened and bitter, whoever you are. It's time to release the burden. Time for you to release the burden. Yep. You inspire them to heal. Keep moving forward. Time to ground yourself. Somebody wants the best for you. You have the gift also of claircognizance. Yeah. So the way that somebody sacrificed you for a fortune is basically trying to point out your demons, right? Basically, it's like somebody pointing out your demons. You're this, that, the other, but not looking at themselves, right? So that's how somebody sacrificed you, right? You know, like somebody talking about you behind your back to all of these people. You're a nightmare. Whoever these energies are from your past, they're talking about you like you just was a nightmare. And you're like, what? And people actually believed it. Like they were kind of split half and half. That was how you were sacrificed. Like after all the sacrifices I made, are you kidding? Like, wow, okay. Door slam, pow. Like that. All right. Okay. So anyway, you're feeling pretty fortunate. You're feeling pretty fortunate. that you've done the mirror work yourself, and that's where that's why you can go ahead and close out a cycle. That's where you're feeling pretty fortunate that you've done your own mirror work. So here we have, yeah, some kind of a partnership and alliances are forming for you. Let's see what else we have. Oh, what's this? Okay. Self-love and sanctity. You're focusing on self-love. Somebody thinks that you're walking away from something, and this is a message that I'm kind of getting for a lot of people. It's like people think that you're walking away from what you were called to do. I don't see anybody walking away from what they were called to do. Honestly, looking at your cards here, there's some people who actually get excited about things. They feel like they're victorious, like they emptied you out to a point where you're walking away from what you were called to do. That's not what I see. Yeah. People are putting way too much energy into their egos. Like somebody feels like they ended you. This right here, that you were faking compassion. Somebody feels like they ended you. If you give somebody that, then you let the devil play tricks on your mind. They didn't end you. And I'm talking to you wherever Sagittarius is in your birth chart. Hopefully this offers somebody some hope and showing you compassion, pour into yourself. Nobody can end you. Humans don't have the power to end your purpose. Period. That's just period. A cycle has closed. People were so overwhelmed by you helping people at a high frequency to wake up from their own nightmares. That's what this is. You were helping people to wake up from their own nightmares, and you were demonized for it. That's all it is. Showing compassion for humans. That's it. That's it, and that's all. And so people assuming that you made a fortune off of something and sacrificing them and sacrificing and talking about how you broke this person's heart and broke that person's heart. Again, don't let the devil play tricks on your mind. I don't know who I'm talking to, but don't let the devil play tricks on your mind. If you never mentioned a person's name in a hurtful way, there's too many people that got the same nightmares in common. If you never mention a person's name in any way, shape, form, or fashion, those are people who want to be relevant in your story, right? And that's it. That's it and that's all. That's it and that's all. Do not let the devil play tricks on your mind. If you didn't say, let's say somebody's name is Tarot. Let's say your best friend's name was Tarot, right? So if your name is Tarot, I'm not talking to you, but if, I'm talking about your government name. If your government name is Tarot, I am not talking to you. But let's say, let's just make up a name. Let's say your name is Tarot, right? And you happen to mention Tarot, right? You were so overwhelmed that, Tarot cost you some kind of misfortune after all the sacrifices that you made, right? Tarot could not end you. If your friend's name was Tarot, they couldn't end you, right? Only source saying, okay, it's time for you to close out the cycle because this is your assignment. The assignment is over. Now it's time for you to learn best practices, and that's it. That's it. Don't let your ego take over where you just like, okay, no, I'm just gonna stay longer than I'm supposed to, because what they think? They think that they ran me away. No, you can do that if you want to and get overwhelmed, stressed out, and imbalanced, right? Your life is imbalanced. No, you're focusing on self-love, right? You are the Hierophant. You hold the key. You hold the key, and you're not a fool. Your things are coming up for you like roses. I'm trying to tell you. I see your abundance and prosperity growing. I'm seeing partnerships and alliances here. So whoever you are, that's what I'm saying. This is where you're counting your blessings. You spoke some things into existence. Source is literally putting you in places where you're going to be. You think it's by coincidence that you're driving to places or that you're you know, you're talking to your neighbors and y'all talking about this place and that place, and they've been saying, I've always wanted to travel here. None of that stuff is by coincidence. Now it's time for you to ask Source why. Why are you and your friend had lunch and y'all were talking about traveling this place or going that place or going this place and going that place? Why all of a sudden, like, now it's time for you to ask Source why. Or why are you having these types of dreams? You've always dreamed of this. Something is not an illusion or confusion. You can see yourself. So that's what I'm saying for you all. Things are coming up like roses for you. They're coming up roses for you. Not like roses, but they're coming up roses for you. Yeah. So yeah, there's some people who are, don't ever worry about the people who are under some kind of a spell of really believing that some people really believe that they force you to walk away from something. What Source is doing something for somebody in secret to protect your energy. I'm trying to tell you this right here. People are not going to know what to believe. Source is doing something to protect you in secret because you've gone through so many nightmares. You've gone through so many nightmares, and people are not going to know what to believe. Did they really let so-and-so run them away from the job? Did they really let... Think about it. Remember this. Some of y'all have left jobs and went on to better jobs, right? And it didn't register until you stopped talking to certain people that, oh, you got peace and quiet. Well, you stop hanging out with certain people who like to gossip, go back and tell people, oh, they now work at so-and-so. You got peace and quiet. It's starting to register now. Because you're worthy. You've always been worthy. So yeah, all the answers that you need are inside of you. Please pull your birth chart. That's what I have for you. And like I said, this is going to take us out to the end of this cycle. And that's what I have. Bye.